Hi there, Taurus. Dadhichi here again with your April forecast. Brief, but let's make it pertinent. Your ruling planet Venus is still in the 12th house, so for most of you it could be still generally a low-key period, but that's going to change after the 15th. At that time, your ruling planet Venus moves to your sun sign of Taurus. And this is excellent. It doesn't happen too often. It's not as quick a moving cycle as the sun, but when it does, you'll start to feel your sense of personal power coming back at that time. In the meantime, you should avail yourself of this low-key, introspective period to get into yourself. Give yourself some quality time and figure out what it is you want to do. So this is effectively a time of gathering of energies, planning what you want. Excuse the wind. I hope it's not cutting out my vocal too much. And by doing that, then when this cycle shifts around the 15th, you're going to be able to move forward very, very confidently, knowing exactly where you want to go. And I often say that people are confused about what they want to do in life, mainly because they don't have a plan. And I use the example of beginning with the end, actually having that end destination in mind. I mean, you'd never dream of going on a journey somewhere unless you knew the destination. Before you start the car, you look at the road map, you look at the street directory to get an idea of where you're going. So that's what this transit is about up until the 15th. Get your life street directory out, Taurus, and have a look at where you're going. What is it you want? What's the time frame? And what do you expect out of your life? Rather than meandering around, not knowing what you want to do. The other significant transit that I see here is the stationary retrograde movement of your ruler of marriage and relationships. Now this is going to really, really significantly, well, this is a big one for you. It could really shake up your relationships. It starts just a couple of days before the transit that I've just been talking about, around the 13th. But when these planets are stationary, especially when we're talking about a planet like this, Pluto, it actually does a lot of work of eliminating the unnecessary. So where your relationships have been bogging down and you're not able to communicate properly, and sometimes, according to astrology, Taurians do marry people that are stubborn. They get involved with people that are secretive. That's the Scorpio sign, the opposite sign to you. So even if your partner's not a Scorpio, there could be issues of secrets and trying to get to the bottom of, or the heart of the matter of how you're relating, working through your past and trying to get a clearer conception of what it is you want in your relationship. And that's going to happen around this time. Now when that happens, you may find everything going into a tailspin, and it could take a few months for you to really get to the bottom of this issue, but you must persist, and hopefully this quiet time that I've talked about is going to give you the opportunity to really mark out the questions that you want to ask of those significant others in your life. Idealism is strong, especially with your social life after the 19th with Venus and Neptune in the favourable aspect. Sun moves into your sun sign of Taurus around the 20th of April. That marks the beginning of a new one-year cycle where your vitality comes back. If you've been lacking in confidence because of all of this other shady stuff I've been talking about, then your confidence and your sense of self-worth, your self-esteem is really coming back to give you full throttle at that time. Mars also moves into your sun sign on the 20th, so two planets at that time give you the thrust to move forward. Be careful that you're not too aggressive. If you've been holding back from these issues I've been talking about, you might actually overcompensate. So you've got to pace yourself and be a little bit self-controlled, non-reactive in the way you deal with others, business partners included. We have the favourable influence of your ruling planet to that Pluto around the 25th. I think you can start to see some early results here if you handle the situation the way that I've been suggesting. You'll be able to make some great inroads at that time. There's a transiting lunar eclipse on the 26th. That again happens in your zone of personal relationships. So that's going to be the clincher. I think it's going to reveal a lot of stuff about your partner. You may not want to hear what's being said, but ears open and you'll learn something this month. Till next month, join me at my website, astrology.com.au, and look forward to your company here again. Bye-bye.